Alright, welcome back to Mr. Donna's Tutorials once again. Today I'm going to continue with some of the roof discussion. We're going to make a dormer, talk a little bit about some other settings with the roof and some short walls, if you will, to fill in some gaps. So one thing I didn't mention in the last video was when you're looking at the gable in this view on the side of the house, it's not common to have a great overhang here. Generally, actually, it's really there is no gable on this side of the home. The gable just tends to be across the front of the house and the back of the house. I'm sorry, the overhang, my bad, is the eaves, that is, right? They're on the front and back of the house when you have a gable like this. And we really don't have overhang on the side of the home. But because this home has this part of the home that sticks out and we need to have overhang here, we're going to leave it because it just looks better that way. But you know, with your home, if you just have a house with a gable that runs in this direction without a cross gable like this, you may be more inclined just to remove the gable by double clicking this and, you know, moving that edge in flush with the side of the home. It is preference, but if you look at most homes today, that tends to be the popular trend. Now, something cool I didn't show you before. If you click on this box here when you're in 3D view, section box creates this big box around the outside. If you click on that again, you can actually drag this box in, and it's pretty cool because it allows you to basically cut your house in half. That's what a section view is, sectioning your home. And it could provide you neat opportunities to modify your house by using this method. So kind of something cool that I wanted to show you. If you click on it again, actually click off of it and then uncheck that box and it will go away. Alright, so in some situations, you guys, you have, let's put this back on the same type of roof as the other one. You have an area here that you need to fill. And there's different scenarios where several of you will have to do this. You may have another roof that attaches to near this one, like on the side of the home, and there's no wall here to fill this gap. And so you have something like this where you've got a gap that you need to fill. And so we need to make a short wall. And so simply go to level 1. Go ahead and draw an exterior wall. Finish face exterior. Base constraint is going to be roof. And we're going to change the unconnected height to something like 2 or 3 feet. It depends on the situation. You may have to go even smaller than this. We just want a short little wall, but we do want to be able to, we need enough there that we can actually see the wall so we can modify it. I know that wall is somewhere in this area. Actually, if you go to the roof plan, if you have a roof there already, you may be able to see that area better, and then might be the better way to go in terms of where you're actually, you know, just being able to see where you're drawing, in other words. So I'm going to draw this wall across here, and then we'll go back to 3D view, and then we can see there it is. Again, it's just a short little 3-foot wall. That's okay. If you need to modify it, you can later on, but we're going to go ahead and attach that now to our roof. And then, of course, I can use my keys, my arrow keys on my keyboard if I wanted to adjust it a little bit, forward or backwards, left or right. Now, obviously, this is just one situation here. It almost is starting to look like a dormer. You know, maybe this was a little bit lower, this roof, and it was more of something that came out over your front door. But nonetheless, you get the idea. You know, we could come over here and change the height of that and go much less. Again, maybe making it look more like some sort of peak or roof that came out over your front door. If that was your intent, maybe this should come out a little further. But again, you get the point. How to draw one of these fill-in walls on the roof level. It's that simple. A dormer is similar, and that's what we'll do next. So same idea. There's a couple ways you can go about doing this, but if we go to, again, either level 1 or the roof plan, we're going to go ahead and draw a couple of exterior walls here. And you do want to be, we can even use the rectangle tool, you do want to be close to the front edge of your home, the front edge of the roof. You can't be way far in the back here because the dormer has to be tall enough to fit a window, right? About 4 feet wide. It does depend on the size window you want in there, obviously, but I'm going to come back deep enough that we melt this into the roof that's there. Now, I was on the roof level, and it was already set to be on an unconnected height of 3 feet. Again, that all just depends on how big your roof is, but when you come back to 3D view, the point is it's long enough that you can kind of see it then. And then if we go back to the roof plan again, we can draw a simple roof over that area. We can use the same methods we used before. You can change the overhang. Now on a dormer, the overhang doesn't tend to be quite as great as it is on the rest of the home. There's just a little bit of overhang, so I can come around the edges here. Now I can't click on that back one because it doesn't recognize it, because it can't click through the roof, so I'm just going to draw a manual line across here. We'll turn off our slope on these walls. And we'll go ahead and save that. Would you like to attach walls to the roof? Sure, we can do that. Go back to 3D view, see what it looks like. So this is strange error I'm getting here. Just going to say unjoin. You shouldn't get that error. If you do, you can just say unjoin. Now, we do need to raise that roof up to a different location, so I'm going to put this up quite high so that we get that dormer nice and high so we can fit that window like I said. And you also do need your roof to be tall enough to accept the dormer. So if you have a really low roof, it's not going to work. You have to have this tall enough to accept the dormer. I probably still need to come up a little bit higher, raise that roof up, and now I can fit a nice window in here. And you can see how it is close to the edge of the front of the house. Not totally in line. It is set back a little bit further than the front edge of the home. But again, if you go back too far, this won't be big enough to fit a window in. But that's the idea. Easy to modify, easy to adjust. And for what we're doing, I'm okay with this dormer just kind of, again, blending into the roof behind it. Now, last thing, if you wanted to have more than one dormer, kind of a quick, easy hack here would be you could select it, kind of go from a side view, select the roof and the walls all in one shot. You could do Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. Now it wants to know where I want to paste it. little bit odd here where it's moving, the direction that it seems to be moving in. I'm not sure why that is, why it's moving on a diagonal, but before it's, I'm going to use my arrow keys actually on my keyboard to bring it back up here and move it over, move it up and back, and then you can play with this and try and get it in line as you wish. And that's a quick, easy way to make another dormer instead of starting over again from scratch. All right, last thing is fascia. So a lot of times these roof systems will have the shingles that will actually show up on this face. Now in this case it's not, surprisingly, but I know in a lot of your houses the shingle will actually show up on that face. Not the nicest looking. Maybe you don't want this to be gray. Most homes it is white. It's called fascia. If you come up here to roof and go to roof fascia and you click on that top edge, it'll apply fascia to that face, and you can go all the way around your house and do that. Now, again, it tends to be that on your home it is white, so if you click on it, go to Edit Type, Category, click on the little box, and then I would just put it on something here. You could find Clad White in this drop down, and that's fine unless you want to find another color somewhere that matches your siding a little better. But yeah, it tends to be a nice clean look. All right, that'll do it for this tutorial. The next one will be about landscaping and driveways and sidewalks, and then we'll get into sheets.